It is February 24th. We are here today with Boulevards at Terminal West. Boulevards, welcome to your second show in Atlanta.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Sold out.
Sold out. All right, yeah.
For a denim enthusiast, aka the Canadian Tuxedo King,
Yeah.
which denim pieces did you bring with you tonight?
My Wrangler, Peter Max collection, my Wrangler denim shirt that I'm probably going to wear after the show, and then my Lumina jeans that are made in Raleigh. So these are made in Raleigh. So these Lumina jeans right here, homies, they fix them up, and that's pretty much what it is. So.
Seeing as how music and fashion are synonymous these days, do you feel like your fashion influences your music?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, being inspired by my father growing up, seeing how he carried himself in like 70s and 80s, and obviously other soul and funk artists back in the day, that definitely carries and flows with me as far as my favorite influence in my everyday life. When it comes to like fashion, man, I'm not really a fashion head. I'm more of just like into just style, how you carry yourself. I want to carry yourself and just being comfortable in what you're wearing. You know what I'm saying, man?
So there is a dress code for DJs.
DJs?
At the end of the day.
Yeah, there's a dress code. There's a dress code for Boulevards. So, for what I got to wear every day. So I just try to make, like denim, it's one of those things that makes me feel really comfortable, It's not nothing I have to overthink. It's like easy to put on. Like I have some like lady friends that like they work in the makeup and fashion. They wear all black. So for me, denim is like my thing. And like all denim is easy for me. Like I can wear that all day, every day. It's easy, simple, not overthinking.
Apart from fashion and music, your trifecta is completed when you introduce long distance running into the equation.
Yeah.
And your love for competitive running. My question is, have you ever written a song directly after finishing one of those races?
I haven't, man. I mean, because I ran in college, I went to scholarship. I ran running competitively for 12 years, so I never really. It's funny. I never had the motivation to, I guess, inspiration to write a song after I ran. I was always tired, or was in college, just going out, partying, hanging out with my teammates, man. Now that I'm incorporated, maybe possibly, but I guess the running aspect of pace and running to the rhythm, that inspires me, right? So like a melody or just something that's catchy, that's really driving groove or beat. That inspires me. So like I try to keep that in mind when I'm writing my songs. So the listener, they can like, this is a track they can listen to when they run.
What is your writing process on Hurt Town, specifically the title track?
Wow. Wrote different stages on that song, man. Roller Girl Adam Rich, he produced that jam, which produced Got to Go on the last record, most of this record too. I wrote a lot of it in New York actually when I was living in New York. And then I finished it when I moved back to Raleigh. A lot of times when I write my process is that we have like certain demos, like skeletons of the composition of the instrumentation first. And we go back emails, and I record demos on my phone, and I record on my computer, my MacBook, my little studio in my house, and we go back and forth on just ideas. It's like, this works, this doesn't work, change this up, change this bridge up, change this hook up, this synthesizer needs to be more loose, these drums need more work. So that's usually how we work. The process of that song, I did maybe 3 or 4 different versions of that song, and it came out too. Because eventually I actually was rapping on that whole song. I was rapping the whole way, and then I was like, nah, I gotta sing. Obviously, this is a personal song. Like, let people hear the pain and the emotion in the song.
So what was the first song you recorded for Hurt Town?
Oh wow, when I went in this demo or the studio?
Studio.
God, what was the first song I recorded when I went in the studio? I think it was Dunzo.
And the last song? Before you had to turn the album in?
I believe it was, I think it was I did everything. No, Foolish was actually the first song I recorded. So, Foolish was the first song I ever actually recorded. And I think the end was, I'm trying to think, because I recorded it in Brooklyn. I think it was Remedy. Remedy was the last song I recorded.
Have you recorded new music on tour?
I haven't. I wrote new jams on tour. Like when I was in Australia touring, that's when I wrote Foolish, and I wrote Neon Indian track. With Neon Indian with Adam. So but this tour I've been kind of just chilling because I wrote so much in the last couple of years. I've been kind of just more listening to influences for the third record. But I already have 12 demos for the third record. So it's I can just kind of not chill, but I can just kind of let those demos sit and go back to those in a couple months and be like, okay, we can change this, or this works, this doesn't work. So. Yeah.
What's a recent lyric you wrote that you're especially proud of?
Probably is. I don't want to spoil. This kind of go off the second record.
Unreleased.
I guess it's a hook. I have a song called Truckin'. It's called Keep Truckin', and it's basically just about because like the next record is kind of like the aftermath as far as heartbreak, moving on, right? Finding a new love or finding yourself after that, right? Moving on through the pain and driving through that. So it's kind of keep trucking. It's just kind of so they remind you just like you gotta keep trucking, man. Just keep going forward, man. Like, so that's just what that is. So that's probably for me. That's probably like the one I listen to. Like sometimes when I'm like just taking a shower, just walking around, that hook is in my head, man. So
what's the best thing about touring with Rye, and how did you link up with Rye?
So far, man, I mean, those guys are nice. It helps when you're touring with a band that's sweet and nice, and not like have their egos. Like they're very humble. Everybody's sweet. Everybody has style. They're cool. We respect each other as artists and human beings and stuff like that. Man, that makes it a lot easier to work with them tour. How that happened? My booking agent hit me up and was like, "Hey, do you want to tour with Rye?" And I was like, "You mean Rye? Like Rye, bro?" And I was like, "Yeah, but do they know that like I like perform pretty hard, bro?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a big contrast, but he was like, yeah, man, just like, you know, I guess Mike, you know, Milos, the vocalist in this team, they loved what I was doing, respected what I was doing, and they wanted me to, they invited me on tour. So I felt really grateful for that opportunity. I was like, let's do it, man. Like, I love her. I remember when they first came out a couple years ago, and they had like a best new track on like Pitchfork, and I was like, yo, this track is fire. And I thought it was a woman. Like, everybody thinks it's a woman, right? And I think I was in New York living with my chick, my ex, and we were just like up one night, and I was like, yo, I was playing The Fall by then, and then I was like, you know it's a dude, right? And she was like, no way. And I showed like this video of like him performing, and she was like, oh, minds are blown. And it's funny, like I still tell certain friends on this tour, like a lot of my friends back in Raleigh, like, you going on a tour, right? That's awesome. I love her stuff. I'm like, you know it's a guy, right? They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's a dude. Like, his voice is beautiful. When you guys hear him tonight, you guys are gonna be blown away.
Being so immersed in the worlds of funk and soul,
Mm-hmm.
what are your thoughts on, or who is your favorite rapper today?
Oh, wow.
From that perspective.
I don't really have one, but I like Kendrick. I'm listening to like a lot of old school Kanye. Like, I guess if you want to consider Yeezus record old school, or My Beautiful Dark Fantasy old school, 808s and Heartbreaks, I love that. I love that stuff. I love Andre 3000. I love Pharrell when he's rapping.
What are your thoughts on trap music?
I mean, I don't listen to it when I want to get ignorant. Or when I'm going to go run. You know what I'm saying? Which is funny when I'm going to go run to that. Because I used to listen to a lot of hardcore music. So, like, to me, trap music is kind of equivalent to that energy. You know, as far as the aggressive beats, aggressive rapping, hooks, that type of stuff. So, I listen to, God, I've been listening to, like, not Future, God, what's his name? Little Reese. Like, yeah, I've been listening to him, and what else I listen before I go running? Some Migos, Atlanta homies. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And what's the dude's name that he's on the Good Music?
From Atlanta, Sahai the Prince?
Not Sahai the Prince, but he's from New York, but he tried to sound like Future.
Designer.
I've been listening to Little Designer. Yeah, you know, Travis Scott, you know.
Of course.
So yeah, some of that stuff before when I go for a run, you know.
Your visuals have ranged. You've worked with 2 separate directors on 2 separate occasions.
Yeah.
How did you link up with Kevin Lee?
That's funny. I was with my friend. I was performing. What was it? Performing hopscotch or something? Or was it? No, I was in town touring. I was about to go to Australia, and I had to do a home show at Lincoln, and I was at my friend's jewelry store. She made this earring right here, Lauren Ramirez, Corpus Studios, and Kevin was walking down the street just taking photos, just like in Raleigh, and he was like, "Hey man, are you Boulevards?" I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "I love your stuff, blah 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 blah," and you know, when he did it, we kind of connected. I love his passion for videography. I love his passion for photography, and we just kind of worked on some stuff, man. So like we first just started out as like just doing, you know, photos, and him just kind of like doing my live shows, and then after that, you know, we kind of just connected. And on the second record, he wanted to do Wear and Tear, and we had like a simple vision. You know, I love VHS. I love the nostalgic look of VHS, the authenticity of it. So kind of just worked out.
There's no taking away from the fact that your music has transcended into being worthy of a national touring act. But the question I have is, you mentioned Lincoln, and what are your thoughts on that local scene back home?
Oh, I love it, man. They showed me a lot of love and support in Raleigh. and just the other artists in Raleigh are awesome, like Cooley High, American Aquarium, Zen So Fly, dope, talented artists, man, that are bringing really good soul and just music to the Raleigh area, man. Raleigh is such a talented place. It's a place that gets overlooked because of Atlanta and Charlotte, because we're between like down south, so it gets a little bit lost. And you have Miami, and so it gets kind of lost down here. And then you have DC, so it gets lost in the sauce, man. Raleigh does. But I think now that you have Hopscotch Music Festival coming here, it's kind of like the Pitchfork Festival of the Southeast that's coming here. That's bringing in a lot more media and press, and people will kind of like getting a little bit interested in what's going on in Raleigh, North Carolina, man. So,
what's your favorite thing about the music industry today?
Is there a favorite thing about the music industry? I guess the fact that anybody can put out whatever they want is cool. You kind of can put out whatever you want, which kind of has its pros and cons. Because a lot of people put out really crappy music, but there's also people that are putting out really good music that have never had the opportunity. Like you got SoundCloud, you got Bandcamp, you got Spotify, you got iTunes, where you got social media, right? Where people are using that as a tool, to be able to express themselves, create their own brand. And that's what's really awesome.
Are you on social media frequently?
I don't really like Twitter. I hate Twitter, but I do like Instagram. Instagram's cool. Facebook I really don't like, but Instagram I do like because I like the visual. Tumblr's cool too, but I'm not on that as much. But Instagram is really cool because I like seeing like a lot of photographers, and I can keep up with sports that way. Like I can like see people do some funny skits, and I love IG story. It's cool, But Instagram to me, it's just I like it. It just has like a nice cool thing about it. But I don't really like social media that much. But Instagram is cool.
Do you feel like an artist out of time making funk and soul in 2018 when the popular genres are trap, are rap, are hip hop, are even EDM?
You mean, do I feel, what was the question? Do
you feel like an artist out of time in terms
do I feel like an artist out of time? No, because I'm doing it in a modern, cool way. I'm doing what I want because I know like the songs that I create are still songs that like somebody like my mother and father can listen to, but also somebody that's 17, 18-year-olds can still groove to. It's dance music. At the end of the day, it's funk music, but it's dance music, right? And you look back in the days when Rick James, Prince, SOS Band, Slave were making music, that was dance music, man. It still had dance sensibilities, right? Kids were still going to clubs, going to Studio 54, Paradise Garage, going to warehouse parties in Brooklyn, Jersey, and LA, and still grooving and dancing, man. My music's for you to feel good and groove to, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though this record is personal, it's still music that you can groove to. It still can go in there with pop music that's going on today.
The radio station that your father is affiliated with is currently undergoing facing budget cuts, et cetera, et cetera. How has that situation progressed?
Can't really talk so much about it, but I know they got a lot of people signing the petition, and they hear the voices. That's what my dad tells me. He keeps it very short and sweet.
How does he feel about your newest album?
I mean, they like it. They don't really talk too much about my music. I mean, they saw me perform for the first time, and they loved that. That was a really emotional night. Seeing my sister there, my mother there, that was the first time I've ever seen me perform. That was pretty awesome, pretty emotional for me. So,
apart from being exposed to your father's record collection at such an early age, what is your earliest memory of music that was non-familial? That was when you were with your friends or when you were at school?
I think freestyling in the cafeteria with my homies, like banging on the tables.
Did you ever make the grinding beat by the Clips on
yes,
the lunchroom table?
That is, or the Lauryn Hill beat. Yeah, that Lauryn Hill beat, man. She had I forget it was on Misunderstood or something like that, whatever that record was. But she had a beat, and then I think You Just Lost One was the song. That beat is like a pretty good beat to freestyle too.
What's next for you after tour?
Still touring, man. Still touring. Going to be announcing some festivals coming up. A lot of people are going to be excited about me performing, and I'll be writing music, but really just focusing on touring and performing. Yeah.
If you could speak to your 21-year-old self today, what would you tell him?
Why did I party so much? Yeah. So, because I've been in actually recovery for sobriety, I would have been like, dude, why are you like just going out, just like wasting money on just like alcohol, bro, and just partying.
How has that affected your creative process going sober?
Well, it's funny because I wrote Hurt Town and then obviously A Dark Place,
Absolutely.
Emotionally, I wasn't obviously like drinking on drugs, but I was in a really depressed, like anxiety state when I wrote that record, man, like in a dark place mentally. But now, going back to it, moving forward and this being like the happiest I've ever been. It's been going back to listen to the record. It's still like obviously today it is my best project that I've ever done. You know.
Was there anything external that helped you persevere through that faith or anything?
God, man. I mean, I just think believing in God, man, and just trusting the process, believing in myself, believing, the people around me, being focused, and not trying to let negative energy, because there was a lot of negative energy that was going on when I was listening to this record. The whole process too, trying to put it out, and I wanted to kind of distance myself from that. I needed to make some changes, right? Yeah, I think everybody has a point in their life where you're like, yo, I gotta make some changes, because if I don't make these changes, my life is going to end. Things are not going to work. I'm not going to be successful in what I wanted to do. So if I wanted to be a good son, a good a brother, a good friend, be great in my career, I had to make those changes. I had to stop going out using and drinking and partying and just living recklessly. I had to stop. Yeah.
What is the next single for you?
Can't tell you the next single because I don't know when the next record's going to drop. Oh, you mean like the second of this record? I don't know yet. You might see because we're shooting videos for Her Town, and we just shot a video for Remedy.
With Kevin Lee?
No, Shiraz. Shiraz is directing the Her Town, and we just did Remedy, and yeah, man, I'm excited about the Remedy video. That's gonna be tight. Yeah, we did it in Miami. It's gonna be tight. Yeah.
If you could give advice to any artist moving to Raleigh to pursue music, what would you say?
I would say just keep believing in yourself, man, and stay humble, and don't forget where you come from, and always surround yourself with positive people and positive energy. That is very, very key, because you cannot let negative people pull you down. You get in that trap, right? Because it makes you want to self-doubt yourself. So I always say, just keep doing what you believe in, believing in your vision, and always keep the music first. I know everybody's saying like branding and social media, but at the end of the day, man, people not stupid. Like, they want to hear good music. Like, because there's some trap music out there and certain indie music out there that is very short-lived. It's only because right now, but it's not going to sound good or be good a couple years from now. So stay true to making good, solid records at the end of the day. Because that's where it starts, is making good, solid records.
What's your favorite dance?
Oh, my God. Cabbage Patch. Yeah, or the moonwalk. If I believe it's a dance, maybe that's the moonwalk.
The dance.
Yeah, the dance. So.